And Sean, a very grateful and heartfelt thank you for making the time to do this. It's incredibly special, and I'm so grateful and so appreciative of you joining us.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure to join.
Terrific. All right, guys. I've put Sean's bio in the group, and then when I was looking at it, I was just mind blown. There's that much that you do, Sean. Are you sure there's just one of you? Like, you seem to be you're like chief in charge of the entire universe, from what I can see. It's quite amazing.
Well, it's all about finding the right people, putting them in the right spot. It's a lot of fun, actually.
You bet. So, guys, just a recap. Sean joined the Juice Plus company in Canada, September 1993, serving 4 years in sales and marketing. Before taking on various global business development roles in the US, he spent 4 years, then 4 years in Asia, a year in Europe, and returned to the US in 2005. Of course, as you remember, guys, and you've seen, Sean is now serving as our Chief Operations Officer. To me, when I see that title, I just think of the guy that's in charge of absolutely everything. And if you look at the list of what he's on top of, it's global product team, innovation, regulations, quality and technical services, clinical research, supply chain and procurement. Sean, I'm only halfway through the list. Like, my head's exploding. I mean, we've got global information technology, global market intelligence, the US distribution center. I'm in awe of you. And again, mate, very, very grateful to have you aboard. Everybody, get your pens ready, get your notepads out. I cannot wait to hear from you, mate. So I'm going to hand over to you.
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks, John. And when we talked about doing this, you asked me what I might want to talk about. And you said, just talk about whatever you're passionate about. And for me, I'm passionate about the future. I mean, this is a 48-year-old company. We've been in the Juice Plus era for 25 years this year. It's a celebration year. And really, in my opinion, there's never been a time in the history of the company where we've had a bigger appetite to really grow it and stoke it and try to, set new boundaries. And that's fun. It's a big part of fulfillment for me and for the team. We're working as a global team these days, and we have an amazing strategic plan that will take us, into the top ranks of direct selling in the world. And, what I thought I would do was kind of frame in what I think through our core values of the company. You've probably heard our CEO, Paulo Teixeira, talk about those at the Perth conference, I would bet. And these are just core values that kind of frame what's important to us, how we want to be, how we think, and the first of those is longevity. And hard to talk about longevity going forward without having a track record going back. And really, we're a company who's pulled off things that nobody else has. To have stood up as narrow and powerful a product line over 25 years and accomplished what we have has literally never been done, probably never accomplished, probably never attempted, because most companies would see that as risky. And yeah, it's risky. Most companies just keep adding products, and we've always believed that a narrow, powerful product line was the way to go. But we also knew from the very beginning we would have to improve those products and prove them, prove that they were powerful and efficacious. And so from the very beginning with the narrow product line, it was about product renovation more than product innovation. So we spent a lot more time improving what we have and then proving it over and over again. And today we have a body of research that no one can stack up against. And also we're at a time in the history of the company where we've never had more research underway. So that is a huge commitment of ours to maintain that position of being the most researched nutritional product in the world. And what we're looking for is really bigger names, bigger subject matter, and bigger impact in that regard. And the next two kind of go hand in hand for me. They're authenticity and quality. And they go hand in hand for me because it's hard to be authentic if you're not happy about the quality you bring, the quality in the products, the quality in the business model, the quality in the service, really the quality in the overall experience for all people involved. And but being authentic, being real is something we're very intentional about. I mean, how more authentic can you be than fruits and vegetables in a capsule? We try to keep it as simple as we can, as real as we can, and just do the best possible job at it that we possibly can. So those two are hand in hand with me. And, you know, this year, as a celebration year, we are going through some meaningful product renovation across our product line, and we've launched our first round of improvements to capsules in April of this year. We have three more coming in October that'll go around the world and get into the supply chain in only the few short months to follow. Brilliant. You know, quality is proven through our clinical research plan. It's probably the best thing we could do to prove to our customers that we've got something powerful here. And really, if there's no other way to pull that off over 25 years unless you actually did have something just remarkable. But if I were to put my finger on the most important factor for why we've been as successful as we have and why we'll continue to be successful, it's the community that we have. And that's the field leadership that are really taking our products and introducing it to families and making a big impact. You know, I just got back, John, from one of the best events I go to. It's called the Nutrition Business Journal Summit. They call a C-level summit of about 400 people that are in the business of nutrition. You have people making ingredients, people making finished products, you have marketers, you have investors, you have lawyers, you have companies like ours in direct selling, basically anyone who's in the business of nutrition. And they are all talking about the challenges of growing a community around their products. And for us, the community is inherent in our model. You know, most of these people are trying to sell products off a shelf. And so building a community around their products is much more difficult than it is for us. But they realize that that's one of the best things they can do to build their brand. They're also all talking about how they can leverage e-commerce. And that's one of our biggest ambitions, is to create kind of a hybrid of direct selling and e-commerce. We're pretty darn good at direct selling, in our opinion. We're in the top 30 in the world and growing swiftly among those ranks. We want to take advantage of some technology offerings that can really improve our e-commerce experience for our customers, for our franchisees. And we've got a lot of really interesting ideas to bring that into play. You know, one of the things that one of our kind of guiding principles is we put together best-in-class partners. So we're not a software development firm. We have developers, but they're about configuring best-in-class applications to make them work with all of our systems. Just like we don't own any farms, we don't own any juicing machines or drying machines or encapsulation machines, or we don't own any research laboratories. We go out and find best-in-class partners that can that not only can build great things, but they want to. And hopefully, in our video repository, where you've seen our farmers, you've seen our partners, you can tell that they care. It's a lot more fun to build the best cranberry you can possibly build than just build whatever Walmart would take. You know, so that's a big part of who we are, is partnering with best in class. And so the technology side is something we're spending a lot of time on. It's a multi-million-dollar a year, multi-year endeavor to literally modernize our entire technology platform. And we have a dedicated team that's taken that on. It's a global team, and we're partnering up some of the biggest technology platforms out there to create a really cool ecosystem for our customers and our franchisees. So that'll be a big part of continuing to support community. Simplicity is our next value, and you know, we say simple is the hardest thing you'll ever do. For me, when it comes to simplicity, the areas for opportunity there are really to take some chance is to remove some kind of unnecessary complexity. We have some ideas on harmonizing our compensation plan and really simplifying it and globalizing it. Right now, there's just, after all these years, you have a lot of things that get kind of added on to the comp plan, and we have some ideas come early 2020 to really bring that into one global plan and really simplify it so that people can grasp it. They can visualize themselves achieving what's in the plan, and really continue to make that something that's really easy for people to take up. You know, right now there's often quite a bit to learn in our compensation plan and our incentives that go around it. And those are two of the areas that drive behaviors of our representatives, of our franchisees. So we want to make those behaviors pretty obvious. You know, and approachability is our sixth value. To me, that means having an open mind. When we were writing these, we actually had transparency as a potential value, and we decided it wouldn't be authentic to use that because we're a private company, you know, and we're not going to share our financial financial statements. We're not going to share our formulas for our products. So it would be inauthentic to say that, you know, we operate with full transparency. You know, we choose to be a private company. We think that's a smart thing to do. Not a lot of envy for Elon Musk these days, going through what he's going through, trying to build 5,000 cars a month, and he's got to build tents to do it. And if he doesn't, Wall Street's going to crush him.
Yeah.
Pretty funny that he's going to the home of oil to find investment money for his pure and clean electric car company. Inspiring guy, but don't envy the rigors of being a public company. And so being a private company is important to us because of all these values, and longevity is a big one. We think with the long term in mind. We do not want to be under the pressures of numbers in the next quarter. And so having that open mind and being approachable plays a big part with how we interact with our field leaders. And so, you know, we believe the best ideas come from the field. We believe that one of the best things we can do is spend time in the field, understanding what people are facing and taking those best practices and sharing them around the world. And I think social media has really helped to share that at any corner of the globe, almost real time. I mean, I watched much of your conference, you know, from here, and so did there tens of thousands of people around the world, and they could see some of the great ideas coming out of Australia and the great leadership. And you know, that's been a big driver of sharing and understanding, and really of finding ways to get better at creating awesome journeys for our customers and our franchisees. You know, 25 years in with the Juice Plus company, we have an amazing strategic plan and a huge appetite to do more to stoke the business. We've actually organized it into different work streams, we call it. There's 5 different work streams that kind of shape all the work we're doing. The biggest and most important one is what we call customer journey. That includes almost 80 projects that are all about how we can empower the field to attract new customers, empower the field to convert prospective customers into active customers, and to enrich their journey as best we can for as long as we can, enjoying, you know, the products that are right for them of ours. The next biggest one is a franchisee journey, and that's all about the journey of the people that we bring into our business and what can we do to make that the richest possible experience, and have them stay as long as possible and have the best experience, and hopefully turn this into, you know, a plan A for them. This is something that has become a plan A for thousands of people around the world, but it's also an amazing part-time opportunity. So the next area of work is what we're calling brands, products, and services. Yes, services. We don't have anything concrete yet, but we're very interested in bringing a service to our offering. That could involve kind of a co-branding initiative with someone out there who has a cool service that kind of goes well with our offering. we've been reviewing dozens of them. Nothing that we're ready to announce yet, but it's something that we think can add to our offering, because we are committed to a narrow product line going forward. We launched Juice Plus Omega Blend last year. It was the first ever global launch of a product. It's been one of the most successful products we've taken to the market. It's already 6 or 7% of global sales within a year of its full, around a year, a little more than a year of its full launch around the world. And we think it's really filled a gap nicely in our product offering, and has some great synergy with with its peers. It's such a great addition to fruit, vegetable, and berry blend. Now, you probably heard us talk here calling those products by different names. The US was the only place in the world that we called it orchard, garden, and vineyard. Yeah. And I had to make a concerted effort there to call it fruit, vegetable, and berry, because it's been 25 years and we just changed it.
Yeah.
But,
and it's 4 a.m. So we forgive you, mate, if you didn't actually do that. So.
No worries. We do have a couple other products up our sleeve, though. We have one for sure that will launch this fall, but it's going to launch in Europe first. We're going to see how that goes. Europe still has a couple of products that came about 5 or 6 years ago that are a little more tilted towards weight management, and that's an area we want to moonwalk out of. It's not something we're excited about. You know, Jay talks about there being a graveyard of weight management or weight loss companies out there, because people take those products and lose weight and they stop taking those products, and people take those products and they don't lose weight and they stop taking those products. So there's no real journey like the ones we want to produce. And so we're introducing a new product to kind of steal the limelight from those products that kind of tilt more towards weight management. And there's full intention, though, of taking it to the rest of the world. So basically by October, the fourth quarter of next year, we anticipate another product making its way into the Australian and New Zealand marketplace. And hesitant to give you too much detail, but it's something that you'll hear in October or November in Barcelona. It'll be launched in kind of a white label approach, like we did Omega Blend in a lot of markets, just to try it and get the leadership into it and get some stories brewing. And come first part of the year, a fully branded version of it will be made available to everyone in Europe. And then fourth quarter 19, we'll be launching it in the rest of the world. But it's another product that fills another gap. It's a product that contains nutrients and ingredients that people are already taking outside of our product line. We know that from our own research, and we've just found some really amazing both sources and manufacturing process that really kind of got into our way of thinking with whole food based, minimally processed ingredients. So it's kind of leading edge technology around ingredients that are well known, and we're excited to bring that. We have ideas for other things. They're a little less developed, but you know, philosophically, we're going to keep a narrow, powerful product line, and anything we add, we see has to be a kind of a net positive for the total product. No, what they call cannibalization. Then the fourth of the fifth work streams is employee journey. We're trying to be intentional with how we treat our employees and reward them and develop them. Just like, I think we actually think we're probably better in the field at recognizing and acknowledging and working with leaders, you know, because that's such an inspiration for us. We're really trying to ensure we do the same for our 600 employees. You know, we added 100 employees in the last year. We are literally out of space in our office in Tennessee. There are no more places. We are building out the last remaining space, and we have plans for an annex because we own the land right beside it, and we desperately need to get that started because there's literally no room left. You've probably seen a video of an opening of our new central office for Europe. That's based just in the west side of London. Beautiful location. There's Facebook coverage of that. We opened it in early July, and Europe is growing like crazy, and we've added 70 or 80 people to our European teams in the last year. So lots going on with our employees. We have a culture of really trying to ensure they understand what we're trying to convey in the field. And so we're trying to do things in the office that have them experience a similar journey. So clearly our products are available for them and their families. We also have a gym in our building with a full-time personal trainer who offers everything from yoga to hardcore training of any kind you want. And actually people are given time out of the workday to use it. So it's kind of paid workouts, we call it. We have a walking track outside. We have a healthy lunch catered twice a week. We have a massage therapist who's on site twice a week. We have our own health clinic down the street with our own doctor, our own nurse practitioner. So there's no paperwork, no appointments, no money. They do house calls. They take care of your family as well as yourself. So doing things like this really brings massive morale shift in our people. And our hope is that they'll reflect that through to your customers and to you when they deal with you and support you. And we're also trying to make it clear what it's like to be a franchisee. We just had a Q school that we hosted here this past week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and brought in all the new qualified national marketing directors for a couple of 3 days. And the biggest part of that is to meet our people. And that's so that we can connect with them and they connect with us, so we can realize that there's a real symbiotic relationship between the company and the field. And we think that's one of the most important things that we do, and one of the biggest values we bring, so that people feel like they really have a company that'll listen to them and that's approachable. And the last one is really infrastructure. That includes largely our technology work. There's just so much going on there to underpin and support all these ideas we have for customer journey and franchisee journey. And that's a huge undertaking, but we've got some great people and some great progress being made to enhance all the technological support for all of our offerings. So really, John, I don't think there's ever been a time in the history of the company that we've had an appetite to do more and really stoke this effort and have that be something all the more appealing for you and your team to really go out and find smart and inspired people to help grow your business. And the best is yet to come for us. We just blew by 800 million this past fiscal year, and we're on our way to $1 billion in annual revenue in short time soon. So super excited about the future and what's coming. And being a COO in the company means you're the guy the person who is in charge of trying to execute on the strategic plan. And I've always been someone who loved getting stuff done, and we've got a great team to do it and bring in some awesome stuff for you guys to take advantage of in the field. So
good.
Hopefully that gives you some insight into what's going on, what we're passionate about, what we're excited about, and what's coming in the future.
That's mind-blowing. I thank you so much, Sean, for sharing that information. The only thing I wish is that I organised this 12 hours sort of earlier or later so that it would be my morning, because you've got me that fired up. I literally just want to run down the street, mate, and grab everyone and bring them into the company. So thank you, Sean, so much for sharing that. I think one of the major things for me as well is that I've really sort of in my mind, Sean, I've wanted to talk more and more about with franchisees about a career with the Juice Plus company, and whether you're a part-time hobby person or you want to be an NMD 100 club. I just think that it's really important that all of us in the field are making more of an effort to do what you were talking about, which is connect franchisees at all levels back with the home office staff and the home office crew. Because, I've worked in corporate, mate. I've been a consultant to many companies. One thing that I know, and I was just talking to David Gardner over in Perth just before we got on, I've never, ever, ever, ever seen a company that operates this way, you know, where it's upper level executive management jump out of a warm bed at 3 a.m. in the morning to sow into, you know, their field leaders and franchisees around the world. And I cannot even find the words, Sean, to express how grateful I am. I suppose that, you know, I'm almost 50 years of age, and I suppose I've been around enough companies to know how normal corporate works. But you guys, I mean, I've been in touch with the Juice Plus company now, 10 years this time. It's been the best part of 20 years that I've known about you and the product. But I have never been more excited, more connected, more fired up, and more in love with the company and everything that you guys are about, and your philosophy and your connection. I am just mind blown by the Juice Plus company. And I'm so grateful, Sean, to you and to everyone at Home Office for providing us with the opportunity that we all have.
That's our pleasure. You know, like I said earlier, it's the best time we can spend is with you guys to really understand what you face and what's important and what works, and to find the best ways to support that. And the office in Australia is one of the best in the world, with the best leadership and the best mission behind what they do, and very high respect for the field, and I think they're one of the best at supporting the field. So that's so important to us.
That's high praise indeed, Sean. And just on that note, with Australia being such an awesome place to be, and I know that you love us, what are the chances of us sitting down at a table, mate, at our conference 2019? Will I get to share some time with you, or will I have to make a flight over there?
There's a pretty good chance that'll happen. We're trying to figure that out now, actually.
Fantastic.
Sometimes I feel guilty for coming again, because I think I've come to Australia more than any other person on the team. But it's always awesome to spend time in Australia and see you guys. And there's a pretty good chance I'll come to the conference next year.
Fantastic. I'm so excited. Guys, can I just get everybody to give Sean some love and appreciation? Thank you all so much. That was absolutely mind-blowing, Sean. You are. I love you to bits, mate. I don't mind saying that. I just think
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Want to wrap up, guys, saying next week, Monday night, 7 p.m., we're going to continue the train rolling, guys. We've got Dr. Tamara Hunter joining us on our Monday night. So, you know, we just keep going from strength to strength. So I can't wait to see you all. Sean, again, big love, big gratitude, my man. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
I'll see you soon. See you guys.
Take care. Thanks again. Bye.